Dah.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Today, four of us will present about the cell theory in MIC 102.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AISYAH binti ARIFIN. My student ID is 2021108133.
And my name is IZZATI SYAFIQAH binti Muhammad ROSDI. The student ID is 2021111
And my name is NURAIN binti MANSOR. My student ID 2021109885.
My name is SYUHADA binti IBRAHIM. My student ID is 2021108127.
Okay, for the first, I will share about the definition and I will explain about what is cell theory. Cell theory is a scientific story formulated in the mid-19th century that living organisms are made up of cells, that they are the basic structure or organizational unit of all organisms, and that all cells come from pre-existing cells. What I can simplify is the scientific theory that all living organisms are made of cells as the smallest functional unit. And there are 3 points of the cell theory. First, the three scientists that contribute to the development of cell theory are Matthias Sachline, Theorist Son, and Rutherford Virchow. The formulation of the cell theory is in 1838, the Theodor Schwann and Matthias Kilidan were enjoying after dinner coffee and talking about their studies on cells. It has been suggested that when Schwann had described plant cells with nuclei, he was struck by the similarity of these plants cell to size, and he had observed in animal tissues. The two scientists were immediately to Schwann's slide to look at his slide, and Schwann published his book on animals and plant cells. The next year, a treatise devoid an acknowledgement of anyone else's contribution include the Scleridae in 1838. He summarized his observation into 3 conclusions about the cells. The 3 conclusions is the cell is the unit of structure, physiology and organization in living things. The cells retains a dual existence of distinct entity and a building block in the construction of organism. And the third one is cell formed by free cells formation, similar to the formation of a crystal, spontaneous generation. And the second key point is a component of the cell theory is that all living things are composed one or more cells, and the third one is cells formed by free formation and the similar of the formation of crystal, or we call spontaneous generation.
Next, I will explain about history. In 1665, Robert Hooke is the first person to observe cell when he looks at a slice of record in microscope. His microscope used 3 lenses and a stage light, which illuminate and enlarge the specimens. These advancements allow Hooke to see something wondrous when he placed a piece of cork under the microscope. Hooke detailed his observation of this tiny and previously unseen world in his book, Microgravia. To him, the cork looked as if it was made of tiny parts, which he came to call cells because they remind him of the cells in monastery. In 1665 too, Freskensko already disproved spontaneous generation by showing mangoes will only grow and on uncovered meat, not meat enclosed in a jar. His work later contributes to part 3 of the cell theory. Next, in 1670, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, a Dutch scientist, begins his work developing better microscope that allow scientists to see cells and the organelle they contain more clearly. Next, in 1839, German scientists Matthias Sheldon and Theodor Schwann described the first two parts of the cell theory. Sheldon stated that all plants are made up of cells, while Schwann stated all animals are made of cells. Sheldon and Schwann are generally credited as developers of cell theory. And last, in 1855, Rudolf Virchow, another German scientist, described the third part of cell theory, and that's all cells come from existing cells. Next, I will give the Syuhada to explain about importance of cell.
Okay, I'll brief about the importance of cell theory. As a student of AS 114, it is important to learn about cell theory because cell is the simplest structural and unit of life. Cells come only from pre-existing cells, not from non-living matter. The content of cell or the structure of cell allows the cell to be specialized. The cell can do the specific things with the cell's protein. Hence, a cell can act like a neuron or a bone cell or a skin cell. An organism's structure and all of its functions are ultimately due to the activities of its cell. The cells of all species have many fundamental similarities in their chemical composition and metabolic mechanism. Knowing that all living things are made of cells allows us to understand how organisms are created, grow and die. The information helps us understand how new life is created, why organisms take the form they do, how cancer spread, how disease can be managed and more. Cell theory also promoted the cell biology that studies the structure and function of the cells. It affects nearly every aspect of biology, from the understanding of life and death to managing disease and more. Then I pass the summary to IZZATI.
So here we are for summary. Summary, all living things are made up of cells. Second, cells are the basic building blocks of life. And the third, all cells come from pre-existing cells created through the process of cell division. From the history, from formulation of the cell theory, the scientists said cells formed by pre-cell formation similar to the formation of crystal spontaneous generation. But we have the modern cell theory. It becomes to all cells come from pre-existent cell by division. Spontaneous generation does not occur. From the cell theory, cell carry genetic material passed to the daughter cells during the cellular division. All cells are essentially the same in chemical composition. And the last one, energy flow, metabolism, and biochemistry occurs within cells.